Chinese athletes. It includes European champions, Asian youth champions. It's talented. Everybody in this field is an achiever, and it should be a really good contest. But as you will see on the start list, the name at the top, Li Shuixing, she is an outstanding athlete, and she is the athlete who really, for the rest of them, it's catch me if you can. So time to meet the athletes, and here is the woman I was referring to, Li Shuixing, just 21 years of age, the world champion 2 years ago, skipped last year to win the Asian Games title. This is Pimsiri Sidikan of Thailand, 21 years of age, the junior world champion last season. The junior world champion of this season, here she is. This is Yopok Hwang from the People's Republic of Korea. And from the Philippines, the Asian youth champion Hidilyn Diaz won that title in Pattaya in Thailand earlier this season, and 20 years of age. Fifth in the lineup of stars here in this women's category, one of the top Europeans, Yulia Kalina, representing the Ukraine, bronze medalist in the World Championships 2 years ago in Goyang in Korea. And representing Belarus, Nastasia Novikova, triple European champion, 2009, 10 and 11, 29 years of age, one of the more experienced athletes in the field. Not as experienced, though, as Alexandra Klinovska, who's the same age, European bronze medalist this season, and a former world champion. Then from Ecuador, it's Maria Escobar, fourth in the World Championships last year, and representing South America. Then it's Yong Chung Mi from the People's Republic of Korea, the bronze medalist last year in Antalya in the World Championships. 2 to go. And the next candidate from Colombia, Jacquelina Herrera, the junior world champion 3 years ago. And the last of the contenders today, this is Koo Sing Chun, just 17 years of age, the runner-up in the youth championships this season. So there they are, a really talented group of 11 lifters. The lifter they've got to beat surely is going to be Li Shuixing, and she'll be trying, as you can see there, to take the title back that she won in 2009. And look at that Chinese domination on the past winners board. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back for the action after this. Alexandra Klinovska to take the first lift in this women's 58-kilo championship of the world, representing Poland, the former world champion. Conservative start, but we've a long way to go, so sit back and enjoy the action with Randy Strossen from Iron Mind and myself, David Goldstrom, as this is the third women's title in these 2011 World Championships that are up for grab. We're in the Dome Theatre tent in the heart of Disneyland, just outside Paris. It's been a great old day outside, so we're happy to be inside because this is a competitive class. We have 11 contenders here. The spread between them is 22 kilos. There is an outstanding athlete. That is the Chinese lifter, Li Shuixing, who won this title a couple of years ago. And Alexandra Klinovska, who came back after Beijing, started her family, had a couple of kids. So it's a very difficult road back sometimes. And she's not really going to be fighting for medals. This is stepping stones to hopefully a place at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, team points, I think, you know, and she did what they would expect of her here. She's not here to win, as you said. She's a veteran, I mean, very seasoned. All she needs to do is put together a string of the best lifts that she most reasonably can, get the team points for Poland so that they get the slots for London.
Yeah, she's been a headline star, but now she's contributing in another way. Very well put, Randy. And out comes another youngster. This is Koo Sing Chun, Taipei, 17 years of age. And when these categories were established way back in 1998, the first champion was a lifter from Taipei. Nice and quick, goes about her work very solidly.
we're on a roll here. You know, we've had a couple of evenings, couple sessions with a lot of misses. We've got 2 successful lifts in a row. Let's keep this thing going.
Yeah, just a few steps forward, but the rules say the feet must be still and they must be in line, and she complied with that. And as you would expect, Randy, I mean, that was a pretty comfortable first opener there.
Yeah, and the lifter can dance all over the platform if she'd like. She just ultimately has to stop, feet in line, wait for the down signal.
Klinovska on again at the height of her powers. Well, she'd be lifting something like 97.5 when we had the half kilos. She's a triple Olympic representative. She competed in Sydney and then in Athens and in Beijing. And she is, I have to say, traditionally much stronger in the second half of the competition. Clean and jerk is where she has traditionally excelled. She won her world title, what would it be, 10 years ago in Antalya?
Exactly. Little adjustment, you can see it in the bottom position. Watch her hips move. That's to keep her body under the bar.
The great thing about having a lifter like Klinovska in the squad still is what she can give to the new generation coming in.
And they have tremendous camaraderie in that team. They eat together, train together, walk around together, they're friends. Very clubby in a good way.
Yeah. There's great spirit. And, you know, I mean, they respect her now because, you know, she's got an awful lot of knowledge. They, you know, they can't tell her too much, you know, what to do. They can be on her side, but she knows. But the good thing is you can see the support there. So, all the way from the Philippines, Hidilyn Diaz, just 20 years of age, and this is the young woman who went to Thailand and picked up the gold medal for the Asian Youth Championships and achieved that with a 95 and then a 120, and then after that 215 kilos.
It's quite impressive from her age.
There is a mistake. Novikova add a flag to our country. Please. Okay.
I think it'll be a good lift. Let's watch this now in slow motion. Separates the bar from the platform, shrugs, and then reverses directions with her body, gets underneath, locks the bar out overhead. The bar has to go to straight arm extension in one smooth movement, otherwise the lift is turned down.
So, Heredia Jacqueline coming on to the stage. And looking to open up here on 92 kilos. Good for me.
Yeah, she seemed pretty happy with that. I mean, I almost thought she was going to stop while her thighs were above parallel, meaning power snatch this thing. Not quite, though, but you can see that did not push her to the limit. You know, just kind of put this in perspective, we're at about 200 pounds now, and these are still fairly small women, and in some cases young small women, and lifting weights that a lot of bigger guys would be happy to lift.
Yeah, this is 58 kilos, 128 pounds, a little bit over 9 stone, whichever way you like to count your money. And Klinovska, this is for 3 out of 3, and this is, you know, her steady comeback. 88, 90, 92, but she'll push herself a little bit more in the clean and jerk. Just to put this in perspective, Li Shui Ying.
Oh, that's nice.
She'll be opening up on 103, but Klinovska
3 in a row.
2 to 1. Well,
yeah,
one of the referees.
Yeah, still passed. I didn't really see the infraction, but 3 good lifts. She got red lighted by one referee on this. Still a good lift.
Yeah, Randy, that was really difficult to spot. I mean,
might have been the left arm, did you think?
Yeah.
From our perspective, hard to spot, but it looked like might have been the left arm unlocking.
You know, watching it live here in the Dome, it's too hard from at this distance to really see that. We're totally reliant, really, on the replays.
Right.
You know, unless it's a really big, obvious press out, and it certainly wasn't that.
We tend to think, too, if we didn't see it, it didn't exist. So.
And just to reiterate, 92 kilos, and Klinovska's been overturned. The jury have overturned it.
Yeah.
And that's not a very comfortable situation to be in when two referees get overturned like that.
Yeah. What happens in a nutshell is the referees are overseen by a jury. The jury, by majority vote, can overturn a referee's decision. This was split 2-1, but the jury said no left.
This is Quo on the stage, second attempt, 94. And that was better than the first one.
Yeah, she smoked it.
Yeah, much more fluent, but that's what happens. You get the first one in, you get the little butterflies and the nerves away, and then you can get on with your job.
If you execute it perfectly, your feet should pretty much stay where they are in terms of fore-aft position on the platform, up and down like a sewing machine needle, and that's what she was doing. She was not chasing the bar.
Interesting, what we're beginning to see is the new generation of lifters from Taiwan, Taipei, because the reality is that we've seen a lot of lifters who've, you know, given great service for over a long time, but we haven't seen this new generation until now. It's just beginning to come, and it may, to be honest, it's probably a generation that's going to be more hitting the headlines in Rio 2016 than it is in London 2012.
With the exception maybe the Chinese, because by then they'll be on to their next generation of superstars. But absolutely, what a place to have a coming out party.
So we now go to Thailand, Pimsiri Sikayan, just 21 years of age, the junior world silver medalist last year. .95 kilos, good start there from her.
Not lightning fast, smooth though, puts everything right where it should be, sinks the putt up, one step forward, good lift.
But this is the big improvement I was waiting to see, because this is a lifter who was 8th in the World Championships last year, and all last year she was really lifting around 89 and 90. Now, she posted a total of the Thai lifter of 230, so that would tell us that she certainly believes in herself. So she's going from totals of 2.7 and 2.010 to 2.30. Now, People's Republic of Korea. Well, it's a very good white light board at the moment.
Yeah.
Just the one turnover that we've had.
Really keeps things moving. She's got quite a narrow grip. Flexible shoulders allows her to do that in right body proportions, but nice lift.
Still in the lead, the Albanian from the B group, Romela Begay, who picked up 100 kilos in this first half of the competition, and now we move across to Maria Escobar, representing Ecuador. I said right at the beginning the Chinese have been dominant. Actually, the big hiccup in their rule of honor was Soraya Jimenez, who won the Olympic title in 2000 at Sydney, the first time women's weightlifting was introduced into the games.
Yeah, kind of came out of no place really quickly. Maybe a bit of a shooting star, but, you know,
yeah, almost
the right moment to shine.
Yeah, almost disappeared just as quickly.
Yeah.
So 95 kilos here. Now that's an important miss, because actually she's got light body weight. There are two lifters in here who've got 57.26. That's what they weighed in, and she's one of them. And that could be useful, but you've got to pick up the bar.
You can see how she just does not quite fix the bar overhead. Just cannot quite lock out the arms and have it solidly positioned overhead. So it comes crumbling down.
Missed the bronze medal last year by just 3 kilos. Doesn't sound a lot, but actually 3 kilos is quite a bit. But a chance perhaps today to put that to rights. Now, Yong Chi Chun Mi. Two lifters from the People's Republic of Korea in the competition. And this young woman is the heaviest in tonight's competition at 57.86.
Might be wondering about the tape on her shins. That's because you want to keep the bar as close as possible, but you don't want it actually grinding off skin. She might be drawing blood, or she might just be trying to protect her shins. Boy, what a low position. You could see her hips almost touching the platform, which incidentally is cause for disqualification on a lift. Ideally, you'd like to be able to get as low as you could. Something like that position. Nice lift.
Romela Begay of Albania, that 100 kilos, it will keep her reasonably close to the action here.
Yeah. She's in the running for quite a while.
Quite possibly going to take quite a few scalps, but this is Diaz out again from the Philippines.
Nope. Well, you know, it's interesting. We see the guy so often at the Europeans just on name recognition. I was surprised she was in B session, but that's what happens when you have a big world championships. Things really get sorted out.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, on the entry totals, you can't argue, but, you know, she's total up 213, and the lowest total entered here was Kleinowska's of 218, and also Kuo of Taipei, 218. Yep. So on that basis...
All right, so what is an objective decision?
Heredia from Colombia. Got 92, going for 95. Now this will be a couple of kilos up on what she achieved in Antalya. She's a good junior lifter. She was a junior world champion in 2008 at 53 kilos. It's after that that she moved up to this weight category. Well done.
Big smile. She's happy with that. Well, she's got two good lifts. You know, she's looking good at this point. If you're new to weightlifting, there are two lifts, the snatch and the clean and jerk. This is the snatch. You get 3 attempts in each. That's why Dave and I keep emphasizing it's important to have successful lifts. You've only got 3 to work with in each lift. The best lift from the snatch, the best lift from the clean and jerk gives you the combined total.
Now, already under pressure here, this is Maria Escobar. Now, this is a lifter who last year was picking up 100 kilos, so 95, this should be well within her range, but she's had a setback and needs to really make this to keep herself in with some sort of a chance of a medal. Sounds strange to say that so early in the competition, but this is a tight field in terms of kilos, the spread between the athletes. It wasn't textbook, but it got the job done.
Yeah, because, you know, you said, well, we've got this obvious front runner, and he can't really argue with that. There would, even in that case, be a lot of competition for the other spots. I'm going to say, though, that if Novikova came in here in top shape, and if Li Zhizheng slips at all, Novikova could take that scalp. She's the only lifter that I could see with that possibility. I mean, she's going to have a day better than the day that we saw her have in Minsk. Remember, we had the pleasure of seeing her lift in Minsk. She had a high 230 total.
The good thing about Novikova is, and we'll talk about it when she arrives, is that she has a very high percentage of making lifts, and that's always good to have. Now we go back to the Philippines. Third and final attempt here for 95. Now, this young woman did achieve this weight earlier this season when she took the gold in the Asian Youth Championships. Come on, now that's good. Really worked for that.
It's nice. She missed in our second attempt, had another shot, 3 white light success. Didn't look too happy walking off, probably saying to herself, well, why didn't I do that in the second attempt? That's her number, just fell off that you see on the platform.
In picture, that's Yulia Kalina from the Ukraine. Not due on quite yet, because here comes the young woman from Taipei. Now, you can see she's very quick about her work. Very clear about what she wants to do. 96 kilos. Now, this is 4 kilos up on what she did in the Youth Championships. Again, another lifter who's moved up a weight category. And maybe that was a bit too quick.
Yeah, she doesn't really take a lot of time getting set over the bar. I mean, she walked in very purposefully, which was nice. I mean, it tended to suggest she was very confident. Did not linger over the bar at all. Well, on the one hand, didn't give her time to talk herself out of the lift. But when she misses it like that, you say, maybe slow down a little bit. Let's watch this very quick now. But she knew it just wasn't in position.
Well, it comes with age and experience. You have a certain style and methodology about the way you go about your work. And what happens is, as you gain more experience, you realize the circumstance you find yourself in, and you suddenly realize, well, actually, I'm going for a personal best here. Actually, they're pushing me, and I'm asking myself to do something I haven't done before, so maybe I just need to measure this a little bit. And that hasn't yet sort of filtered into her system.
Yeah, it seemed where I thought you were going to go with that thought was that you develop superstitious behavior. You get a little ritual. You're like you're a pigeon who's been trained in a psych lab. And she maybe doesn't have her whole ritual down, or maybe 5 years from now we'll see she's doing the same thing, that this becomes her little ritual.
This is the mental flexibility that you have to have in this sport. You need to be able to adjust up here in your head as well as in your body. Now, Kalina. We're getting into the weights now where one or two of the Europeans might fancy their chances against the Asians, but it's the Asians who still have the edge. But Kalina, 97 kilos. Good start, but still nobody has gone past that B group lifter with 100 kilos. Romela Begay, who, as you say, is a familiar face to us in European championships.
In weightlifting, we talk about the second pull, which is what happens above the knees. You can see it right there. You can see her pushing her hips forward, the knees bend again, and big acceleration of the bar. Got a great shot of that in that attempt.
So Cuesta out for 97 kilos. So Kalina's actually in second place now, whereas Heredia, who's coming out weighed in at 57.52, so she's lighter, so this would take her into the lead momentarily, or I should say it would take her from third to second. This is a new personal best attempt.
Oh, close. You know, there's such a small margin for error in the snatch. You know, we've mentioned adjustments with the lifter's hips in that bottom position. Let's see this from the side. We're going to get a great sense of what's going on here. Looks like she's saving it. Oh, she's rocking back, trying to save this, trying to save it. And good she lets it go. You know, if she hangs on too long, an arm can go at the elbow. From the front, I didn't have that sense that she was being pushed back that much.
Here's the outstanding athlete of the class, Li Shuixing, the world champion of a couple of years ago, and she has a fantastic record, which we'll get to when we see her. And the bar going to 98 kilos, incidentally. The Chinese have got so much talent. They've got a reservoir of athletes who they can call upon for this particular weight class at 58 kilos. It was Chen Yangqing who won the Beijing title with 244 kilos, which was the heftiest total in the history of these competitions at world or Olympic level since 1998. Zhu Wei won it in, sorry, Chen Jianqing also won it in 2004. She defended the title. But this is Escobar with 45 seconds. And once again, the audience recognizing that a little support is needed here. 98 kilos. Any chance of a bronze medal really depends, I'm talking overall, on this. Got to make this. Well, she's just made the job harder, Andy, because she's got good numbers in the clean and jerk, but you just can't live or allow yourself to have too much to catch up, and that's unfortunately what's happened to her.
Yeah, she's crushed by this. She knows how costly this mistake was, and she knew at that moment she had lost the lift and would not be able to save it. And you just can't give up a lot of kilos here in the first stage of this race, the snatch.
Now, this is the woman from Thailand who I said, I put a question mark on my little notes here saying big improvement needed. Last year, 210. This year, looking for 230.
Yeah, that is big, huh? And this is the limit, I guess.
Yeah, so this is sort of 99 kilos is 9 kilos up on where she has been throughout 2010. This is a 4 kilo increase at this moment.
Fully warranted, we can see.
And again, the Thai women's squad, another squad where a lot of experienced athletes can really help the new generation. And as you see, Yulia Kalina coming out, just reflecting on the likes of Pavina Thongsuk. They don't come much better than her in Thai weightlifting. And she can help a lot with this new generation. Now, Kalina coming out on 100, and this is where it gets interesting, because Begai weighed in at 57.32. Now we have a lifter who is going in here at 57.62. So even if she lifts this, she can't quite get to the lead, but she'll be at least equal on kilos. She has another attempt.
Didn't really look heavy for her. Of course, that's easy for me to say. Just a little bit out front. You know, this snatch from B session is looking better and better and better, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I know the big guns haven't really come out yet, but it's showing that 100 really counts for something in this bodyweight class.
Yeah, I mean, what's also interesting is the fact that Begai, who got that snatch, actually then in the clean and jerk missed 2 of them and was left on 113 kilos. So
yeah,
another 3 kilos would have given her 216, which shouldn't be enough to win.
Yeah. You know, we mentioned the second pull a little earlier tonight. That's what the coach here on her right was demonstrating her, saying, want to see some real acceleration when the bar's about hip height, and he's telling her, get those arms out really fast. It's as if you're trying to stretch the bar. It's not really that you're pushing up, it's more that you're stretching the bar to fix it overhead. That was Dennis Godfrey, too, also on the screen. Great lifter from the Ukraine, years past.
45 seconds. She's got all the time she needs.
Well, the pep talk and the instructions helped. There's that second pull. Feet came way off the platform. Not something you want to do. Sometimes it just happens, and she's relieved. Good lift.
Could be the start of Nastasia Novikova from Belarus. First attempt.
Yeah, we saw her briefly on camera in between attempts. So knew she was ready to come out soon.
So now, Europe's #1, Nastasia Novikova of Belarus. And this is the woman who has taken 3 European titles in a row. She was runner-up in the World Championships in 2009 and again in 2010.
One of the podium favorites tonight.
So this for the outright lead at 101 kilos.
Looked pretty easy.
Well, as we always say, the first one should be. So she pushes down Romela Begai into silver medal position at the moment. So Yo Pok Hyang, 101, and that was never going anywhere. Interesting. I just wanted to reflect on Begai, you know, who's just been pushed down into second place. She no-totaled in Antalya and then no-totaled in Kazan at this year's European Championships. And I'm now, you know, thinking maybe they were conscious of definitely put her in the B group where she's not so exposed and see what she can do. Some coaches think that is a way of taking pressure off.
She might just be a little bit of a wild child. I mean that in a positive way. Hot or cold, you know, can do some good lifts, but can also miss in between.
Yeah, I mean, she was second in Europe in 2010. She was just outside the overall medals in 58 kilos in 2009.
Whoa, look at this. Look at this. Whoa. She should get bonus points for the effort, not to mention the gymnastics that she went through to save that lift.
But she hasn't been given up.
Yeah, she kept the bar red, 3 red lights. Arms probably going to unlock, but you'll see she shifts to the side, she twists her knees, all in an effort to keep the bar overhead. That's a matter of keeping the body under the bar in the right alignment. Watch what happens when the bar goes overhead. Okay, the right arm. But look at this, look what she's going through to save this lift. This is in slow motion, so you know how much time this is in real time. Keeps it overhead the whole time. No quitting these North Korean lifters.
Yeah.
Look at this, great shot from overhead. Look what she's going to play. I feel sorry for her knees. Mine would ache if I did that.
Yeah, and you can see the press out there actually.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But gutsy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So there are 2 People's Republic of Korea athletes, and this is 101 for Yo Pok Hyang coming out here now. Junior world silver medalist. Now she got 95, missed 101, and missed 101 again. And Lee Shui Ying yet to come out. She posted 103. Interesting, the Thai lifter has posted 102 for her 3rd attempt. So the lifts are running out here. Novikova has posted 104 for her 2nd attempt. So Yong Chun Mi now hasn't had much time to recover, but has plenty of time now to settle. Now locking on to the bar, needs to go through that familiar routine.
Yeah. Probably swung the bar. She might have gotten a little anxious, not in the nervous sense, but trying, you know, getting ahead of herself on this lift and thinking, you know, maybe didn't quite have the elevation on the last attempt. I'm going to really bang my hips sooner, and that'll swing the bar, which means it's going to go backwards over your head. You can miss the lift.
Bar goes to 102 kilos. Pimsiri Sirakai of Thailand to come out. 95, 99, 102. These are excellent new marks for her. This will be 3 out of 3. She's looked very good in the first 2 examinations. Now, can she complete the hat trick? And as the TV graphic said, this will take her into the lead. Take her ahead of Novikova. She's behind at the moment Romela Begai of Albania, who lifted earlier in the day so well. That's a real pity. I mean, she's been going into new...
体力上稳一点，有节奏，硬啊！有节奏没问题，放开，带高撑高，就行了啊。第一步慢一点。
心要紧。
好，等会儿，慢慢一点走，走站着。
Well, apologies for the loss of commentary from Randy and myself. We just had a power outage. But you're on stage now with Li Shui-ying, the outstanding champion who's just had an outstanding failure. But puts it right at the second attempt.
Yeah, you know, kind of funny, isn't it? I mean, our power went out. She lost power. He lost of an attempt. But look, pops right back in this, the mark of a champion. I was shocked when she missed that opener.
Yeah, hopefully you saw that at home. I think it was just a local problem with us here, so apologies about that. But you're looking at a woman who's just 21 years of age, won the world title in 2009, didn't defend it last year because she went to the Asian Games to get the Asian Games title and then took the Asian Championship. So now Novikova coming out, and this has opened the door for her a little bit because this is 104 kilos. So there's a turnaround and a change around here.
She's shadowing the Chinese opponent because she's heavier, so she's going to match her +1 kilo. That's the theory. Now, in practice, to make it work, you have to lift the weight.
It is a weight that she's lifted in competition before, so it's not anything that she would be fearful of.
So now they've both got a miss. Right, now we'll see whose nerves are stronger as well as who's got the stronger legs and back.
And the important thing, just to reiterate here, that it's between these two women for gold and silver in the snatch, but Begai, who lifted earlier in the B group, has got the bronze medal in the snatch. That's now
How do you like
confirmed.
That? Yeah, so halfway through we were saying, oh, it looking better and better, and now it's looking really good.
Well, I think if you remember, I suggested that I thought she might be up there and take quite a few scalps. So, I mean, it's interesting here what's happening, because this has now become into a duel that perhaps the Chinese didn't think they'd find themselves in. I mean, this is a remarkable athlete, this Chinese athlete. Yeah. If I look back at all her major competitions since 2007, in that year she won the junior world title. She won the Asian Championships in 2008, the world title in 2009, the Asian Games in 2010, and then the Asian Championships this year. I mean, it's just a huge unbeaten run. It's a real gold run.
And they're all totals, I believe, in the high 230s, whereas if memory serves me right, Novikova's only been in that territory once that I can think of, and that's
twice, actually.
Well, in the high 230s. Wasn't she low 230s once also?
Well, 233 last season.
Yeah, low. Yeah, but and she hit a 238 or something
in the Europeans in Minsk.
Exactly, and that's the one time that I've seen her in those waters.
Well, appropriately, it was on her own stage in Belarus.
I didn't want to say that. It's frozen in my memory.
Well, a little earlier, Randy, I was saying that, you know, the one thing that this woman traditionally has had on her side is high percentage lifting.
Yeah.
I mean, the last two major championships,
right, you did say that, yeah.
5 out of 6.
Как не чухаешь? Что? Так ты руками вот и хватаешь, потому она не идет.
So, the bar now, 108.
So now all of a sudden that miss, which seemed to be something that would loom large, has basically disappeared from the radar screen.
It's a big miss by Novikova, because this gives Li Shui-ying the opportunity to go away from Novikova.
Right, I'm sorry, I meant Li Shui-ying's miss on her first attempt, which I thought was going to be so significant. It disappeared. Novikova did the work for Li Shui-ying by missing twice.
Absolutely. However, were she not to make that, the gap would only be 2 kilos.
Whoa, and she didn't. She is lighter, though, too, right?
Yeah, but just at the moment, getting good lifts in is slightly more important than the weight issue.
Yeah, so who was the brilliant analyst who said, well, you know what? Novikova could give her a run for the money. Don't just hand her the gold medal at this point.
So suddenly we find ourselves in an interesting situation here, because what's happened is that the Chinese lifter who just failed there, Li Shuiying, is the gold medalist in the snatch race. She has 103 kilos. And then you've got Novikova, who's got the 101. And then you have Begai from the B group, who's got 100. She can't do anything about it because she's just in the wings and saying, well, I've got 230. There's just 3 kilos separating the top 3. Then between 3rd, 4th, and 5th, actually, between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, there's only 1 kilo. And there are 5 lifters on 95 kilos. So it's really tight. And there's only 8 kilos separating Li Shuiying in 1st place and Heredia, who's down in 8th place.
I think we're at the stage.
This is the man who's taken virtually all the major honors of the past year. The master of the skies, ready to fly again this winter. He has many mercurial rivals desperate to bring him down. But which one of them can clip the wings of Thomas Morgenstern? The Ski Jumping World Cup from November 25th, live on Eurosport.
From the moment you start your journey to the adventure it becomes, from the unique culture to the discovery of friends, from the first look at the past to everything Romania has to offer, Romania. Explore the Carpathian Garden.
Inside the exclusive GT Academy. Follow their rigorous training and live the dream of taking part in some of the world's top races. That's tomorrow at 2300, the GT Academy and the road to Dubai on Eurosport.
From virtual to real, Nissan presents GT Academy Road to Dubai.
Welcome back to the Dome Disneyland, coming up for the second half of this women's 58-kilo final, the clean and jerk phase, and Randy Strossen together with myself, David Goldstrom. Well, it hasn't gone according to the script. That's what we can say. And what it means is that we've got 9 athletes who are covered by 8 kilos. And although the Chinese lifter Li Shuiying and the lifter from Belarus, Nastasia Novikova, are separated by just a couple of kilos, actually, this is a competition where some good lifting in the clean and jerk could actually profit. And we need to add to the mix here the woman who's in 3rd place, which is Romela Begai, who has got a bronze medal from the snatch phase of this competition, having lifted earlier in the day, and has the clubhouse leader total at the moment of 213. And here is Alexandra Kleinowska representing Poland. Kleinowska way down in the rankings, but she's still on the trail to recover her best form. She's in 14th place, only brings forward 90 kilos. But this is the discipline that she favors, the clean and jerk. So 115 for the opener. To go 205 kilos for her total. Well, she struggled really with the clean. She is strong overhead, but you could see the bar went forward, her hips were back, and she was never going to get back underneath the bar.
Yeah, first part of this lift was classic Kladowska in that she had a double, maybe triple, maybe quadruple bounce to try to stand up with the weight. Ultimately was able to do that, and you'd think at that point she'd stick the jerk, but she missed the jerk too after all that work.
And you can just see there, or you could just a moment ago, how heavily she's breathing.
Yeah, that took a tremendous amount of energy to go through all that bouncing and try to stand up with this. This has been a characteristic, though, you know, throughout her whole lifting career. This really being right on the ragged edge in terms of leg strength for the clean and jerk.
Yeah, the heady days were 2004 when she won the European title, when she achieved 222.5 kilos. That's her best ever. That's her personal best. But, you know, when she decides to absolutely call it a day, she can look back and say, well, I was world champion, I was European champion, and a good achievement record. But the sport has actually moved on a lot since those days when she was actually hitting the heights.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about it, you know, the Olympic Games in Beijing won with 2:44.
Following herself.
Once again, the crowd here in the Dome realizing that here's a lifter who needs a bit of support. Now, got to get a much more effective clean in the first phase of this. And that is better. The bouncing worked. And I fancy this will. Come on. That's it. Good lift. 3 whites coming her way, surely.
Yeah, you know, the difference in terms of the energy she didn't have to spend on the extra bouncing was something she could tap into on the jerk. She hit that one, I think, with maybe 1 bounce. Part of that's timing, you know, when you're going to hit the bottom with the bar. And watch, I think we'll get 1 bounce, and then she's up. It's not easy. There she goes. And now she'll stick the jerk. And as you pointed out, she historically has had a strong jerk, strong overhead.
Takes her into 3rd place overall, because 2 of the lifters from the B group, Romela Begay, who total up 213, and Katerina Dromova of the Ukraine, who had 210, are actually still ahead of her. And the bar going up to 117 kilos for Escobar. Only 1 out of 3 attempts were made, 95 kilos. So that is a lot less. She really wanted 100 kilos out of the first phase, and she's at least 5 kilos off the pace now. But there were so many failures in that first half of the competition. You couldn't absolutely rule her out of getting an overall medal, because at her very best, I mean, she can put 127 on the bar and lift it. And that's what she did in Antalya last year. So maybe this is a bit conservative here.
Yeah, really a lot of misses once again. At the top of the show, I think we were saying, you know, maybe we'd broken that string. Not the case at all.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision by her and her team there. They dropped from their original 120 opener to 117, probably in recognition of what had happened in the first half, to at least make sure they get the total. And now try and work as much of that 10-kilo deficit, you know, to try and get her as close to 127. She's got a total of 212. She's gone into 2nd place overall. And Escobar was looking for 225 tonight. 2 athletes from the People's Republic of Korea.
Yeah, I just did a quick count on the snatches, and about half the class only made 1 attempt. Is that right? Roughly.
Yep.
You know, which is really very low. So we might see some downward movement in these attempts. I don't know if people are trying to lift more than they really are capable right now, or if everyone's really stretching in terms of trying to get the maximum number of points they can looking toward London.
Now here's this youngster, just 17 years of age, the Asian youth silver medalist. Got a personal best in the snatch when she lifted up 94 kilos, but couldn't manage 96. But that's not a criticism, it's just how it worked out. And 118. Adjusts. And again, that looked real comfortable.
Plenty of strength, walked around, you know, a little bit of adjustment when the bar was overhead. No big deal there. Lots of strength in reserve. She's on the board, and she is one of the lifters who made 2 successful snatches.
Yeah, she also got a silver medal in Singapore last season in the Youth Olympics, and it's after those games that she actually moved up from the 53 kilo class. So again, you know, relatively inexperienced in this 50 kilo class, and coming in and taking on top Europeans like Novikova, not easy, but a good start there. And it puts her into 3rd place overall on body weight, because she's lighter at 57.26 than Escobar. So 119. And probably need to put this into context. In this 58 kilo class, the world record set by Hui Hongmai of China in actually in Taiwan in 2007 at 141 kilos. So that shows you how far we are away from that.
Yeah. Well, we got what, a 130 opener at least right now, but 141 does sound like nosebleed territory. Kind of interesting. I don't know if you saw this too, Dave. It looked like the right side of the bar was lagging, you know, not coming off the platform as quickly as the left side in the beginning of the lift, and then it's going to shift. Not that that really is a huge thing. She's really working to stand up. That's why the hips are coming up faster than the shoulders. Dip, drive for the jerk, and the jerk looked better than the clean, I think. Easier for her. Nice.
And she was the Asian champion, youth champion, and ahead of Kuo of Taipei, and she's stayed ahead. Now, Klioska putting 4 kilos on here, 119.
Let's watch this recovery. It could be really rugged.
I've seen her make a whole lot of 3rd attempts in her career.
Yeah, bouncing, 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 and finally getting up with it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, each time it was getting shallower. She was losing height each time. She'd been going the other direction. Each successive squat, the stroke was shortening.
The interesting thing is that despite that failure, actually, she's improved on the marks that she had in the Europeans. I mean, you know, she got 86 in the snatch in the Europeans. Okay, she's got 90 today. She got 115 in the clean and jerk. That's 5 kilos better than she did in the Europeans. But in the context of this class, the problem for Alexandra really is the fact that she's, you know, now eclipsed by this new generation. She's contributing, as you said earlier on, to the team effort.
Right. Well, there's a terrible disease called OLD, and it hits pretty early when you're an athlete.
So Heredia, Jacqueline Heredia from Colombia, 120 for her opener. Brings forward, she's one of those many athletes who were left on 95 kilos. She had 2 good attempts in the snatch, 92, 95, but couldn't manage 97. Well, that was a good lift, and it takes her into overall first place.
Watch, dead stop in the bottom of the squat, opposite Kleinowska. The bar's on her fingertips, can't quite see it from here. She slides her hands out for the jerk.
Interesting, she's effective, she's going quietly about her work. And now Escobar with the bar at 120, 3 kilo increase. The lead now with Heredia on 215. And then in second place, Diaz of the Philippines. Begay now demoted down to third place overall with 213. But that's still not a bad effort. And 120 here for the Ecuadorian. So this would take her to 215 as well. She weighed in at 57.26.
Basically gets crushed by the weight. I think we'll see in slow motion that she really doesn't pull the bar very high. Maybe doesn't even get the elbows turned fully around. That gets the elbows up pretty high, actually. What probably happened is that her back probably got crushed in terms of just turning into a curve. Just got noodled by the weight of the bar. Couldn't stay erect and hold the weight. You know, Begay's snatch was big, you know, but the clean and jerk was so low, you knew the total would get eclipsed pretty quickly here.
You see, the problem for her was that she actually missed out, you know, 2 failures at 116.
Right.
You know, if she'd got 116 and then maybe gone 118 and 5 more kilos, 218, well, I'm not saying that's going to be good enough for an overall
it's still
medal.
too low, yeah. The snatch is really her good lift, and, you know, good for her. She left with a bronze in her pocket, right?
Absolutely. Jean-Paul Bougueredes on the right of your picture there, the president of the Weightlifting Federation of France. And it's been quite well attended so far, very encouraging. And I think as the week goes on, the weights go up and the crowd will actually move in here. It's sold out, I gather, for the whole of the final 3 days. The big day for France comes on Friday when Benjamin Enekin, their major medal opportunity, has his opportunity. As you see, Chinese lifter Liu Shuijing.
Yeah, there's a guy who's risen to the ranks in the last few years. Great clean and jerk, which is nice. And hope the house is packed for him.
Well, their former hero, Wenceslas Dabaya, goes tomorrow. But Enekin is the man who really is expected to hit the headlines. So Diaz now. 121 on the bar. New mark, new personal best attempt.
You know, I was tempted to say, you know, is this crazy or is this courageous that on your second attempt at the World Championships, you're going for PR? I mean, they're really looking pretty far in the distance then, huh?
Well, I think you look at her, she's 20 years of age, she's won a title this year. They're pushing, they're trying to find out a little bit. She's got to find out. She was acknowledging that actually she mucked it up and therefore wants to come out and put this right. Now, actually, in the snatch phase, that's exactly what happened to her. She messed up on the second attempt, came out and got the third one. So hopefully she'll do just the same with the clean and jerk.
So you see a tiger in those eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've not seen too many Philippine lifters in A group finals. I think this is quite encouraging. But what it does do is it illustrates something which I saw at the Commonwealth Games last year in Delhi, which was this huge explosion of interest in the sport of weightlifting right across the oceanic region. And with the establishment by Paul Coffer of the Institute in New Caledonia, I mean, there's a whole motivation. I mean, he's got a huge passion for this sport. He's often been regarded as radical, but the fact is he's actually got weightlifting happening all around those Pacific islands.
You know, it's due to him that we all know where Nauru is.
Yeah, or Nui, or Samoa.
Yeah, all places that he went to and developed weightlifting programs. And Marcus Eden from Nauru is a world championship medalist, right? And is president of Nauru, right?
Yeah. This is Kuo from Taipei, 122. 4 kilo increase here to take it to 216. Very good indeed. Oh, well, I thought that was good.
Yeah. See, I was going to say I like the lift because she looks strong on it.
Well, I'd like to see that from the front again. I mean, from where we're sitting, I was not watching the TV screen. I was looking at the lift live. Now, what can we glean?
Press out's the big thing to be watching for here, sorry, and watch the elbows. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on that left arm.
Yeah. It unlocked. But I like the lift from the standpoint she had plenty of strength on it and marched right through the movement. Wasn't hesitation, you know.
But this is what we were talking about, Randy, in the first half of the competition, where you know, she's got this method at the moment, and now we're coming out for the third attempt. We thought that she rushed the third attempt in the snatch a little bit. Needs to just, you know, be a little bit more measured now. This is where the coach comes in. This is where the coach has got to actually, you know, just get her to understand the importance of the moment. A minute, so time is not an issue. She has plenty of time to come out, and I think on the evidence of what we saw, she can do this.
Clean and jerk is more demanding physically than the snatch, so you need a longer rest. You need more time recovering between attempts, and lifter following herself gets 2 minutes, and she'll use most of that.
Chinese lifter warming up, going through, getting to some weight on the bar now.
The coach is watching very, very close. So we're down to, what, 32 seconds now. Timer's going to go off at 30.
So this for the overall lead. Good clean. Now, settle. And punch it overhead. Keep those arms locked. Are you happy with that one, Randy?
Well, she, not in terms of execution and mastery. Yeah, I mean, aside from the technical problems, she had to chase the clean, which is something she didn't have to do in the first attempt. And that breaks your concentration, and it really tests your self-confidence. Watch what happens now when she racks the bar. She's going to have to run forward. That's to keep from dumping the bar. She's used up some of that valuable real estate on the platform in case she has to run forward again. And the jerk to save it. And she went from a 2 red light lift, I think, right, to a 3.
Yeah, they were unanimous. So 123 kilos. Now this is 3 kilos up already on what she achieved in the Junior Worlds last season. This is Pimsiri Sirakaya of Thailand. In 5th place at the halfway stage. Bringing forward some useful kilos. 99 of them. Strong overhead.
Just compare this lift mentally to what you saw on the prior attempt. Lifter, no extraneous movement with the feet on this lift.
And of course, that puts her into first position, 222. Well, 222 kilos, that's now the target at the moment. And Yulia Kalina coming out for her opener. Now it's really beginning to get interesting here, because Yulia Kalina 1 kilo more than the Thai lifter, and coming out here on 123 for a 223 to stay that 1 kilo ahead. So it's Ukraine versus Thailand at this particular moment.
Nice lift. One of the things I liked about that was you could sense her confidence. You could sense that she was not intimidated at all by that weight. In fact, she was going to destroy it on that lift. And she finishes, goes stronger, 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 and very powerful jerk.
So Kalina just nips into first place. She's quite an experienced weightlifter, Yulia. I mean, she's had achievement at world level. That in Goyang, she was the bronze medalist, total up 215 there. Only 5th last year, but she's 220. And really is a lifter going in the right direction. And again, years on her side, she's only 23. So for the final time on the competition stage tonight, this is the Filipino lifter, Diaz. She failed at 121. They've given her time to recover, but the bar is heavier. She can't get up. She was going for 218, but not to be. I just hope that, you know, she's not too, doesn't look too crestfallen there. She's got a long way to go in this sport.
She's pretty easygoing. Yeah, I make this comment about the tiger, you know, or the carnivore or something. I think you have to have sort of a mean streak in the clean and jerk. She seems pretty easygoing, and I agree. I don't think she looks as if she's going to lose any sleep tonight over this missed lift.
So the bar has gone to 124 for Kalina, but I'm sure she's not going to take that. I'm just checking Kalina. Well, I think that's Novikava is going to come out now at 125, and 125 was her announced opener. So Novikava, the runner-up in the first half of the competition, she finds herself 2 kilos and body weight behind Liu Shuiying of China.
Plus,
and I was going to say, Randy, she cannot afford a mistake.
And she can't look too far ahead because she's got her Chinese competitor opening presumably 5 kilos heavier. She's got to just do what she can do at this point.
To be quite honest, she could do with the 133 that contributed to a European title in 2010. I'm not sure that's in her tonight, but let's see. Let's hope she gets this one.
Clean didn't maybe look quite as easy as I've expected. I'm not sure if you agree with that, David. The jerk was very powerful. There was a blink of hesitation, a blink of work in that recovery. But the jerk is great. You can see here, her thumb goes back around the bar the other way. Some people will change their grip on the jerk, get the thumb back around in line with the other 4 fingers.
Yeah, and the way she's going, Novikava, it's quite possible that she's going to end up being a runner-up in the World Championship for the 3rd consecutive edition. Now, already out on stage here, 125, Heredia. Jacqueline Heredia. And this is a 5 kilo increase to take her to 220. Would take her from 4th. Was she stationary?
Well,
the signal would, you see the central referee says no. Was she still moving?
Yeah, I was going to say, had she even gotten the down signal? Left foot's going to come way over after this jerk. Watch the left foot crossing over by the right. There you go. Step. You know, this thing about being the runner-up all the time, that's not really the correct way to look at it. She should say, I'm first behind the Chinese. Because that's the reality, right? It's hard to beat the Chinese women in these lighter bodyweight classes.
Well, the Colombian has got the 220 and is now closer to the medal action. She's just a couple of kilos behind the tie lifter, who's in second place, and just waiting patiently. I think the bar's going up now. Going up for Yo Pok Huang of the People's Republic of China. And you just sort of sense that Liu, who you saw there momentarily, is hungry to get out and lift.
Interesting, because I looked at her and thought, gosh, she looks a little hesitant, maybe not nervous, but concerned. Not like, you know, just radiating confidence, I didn't think. But maybe it is. She maybe just wants to get out and get on with the hunt.
So 127, and this is to go with the 95 kilos that she achieved in the first half, which was a disappointment. She missed 101 on 2 occasions. Maybe that was a little ambitious. But clean and jerk honors at stake here as well.
Not a position you want to be in. You do not want to miss your first clean and jerk. It's only going to feel heavier and heavier.
Well, the interesting thing is, you know, she went up 2 kilos from her posted first attempt weight, and I just wonder what the North Koreans, People's Republic of Korea coaching team are up to here, because it just might be that they're trying to push their lifter just a little bit too much here.
Yeah.
And they've got another one, of course. They've got Yong, and these two are very evenly matched. They both brought forward 95 kilos. They both failed 101 twice, and they're both going for 127. Well, at least this athlete has stood up with it. And completes.
Boy, I could feel a sigh of relief coming out of her. Couldn't you? She was made that lift and turned around. Great shot of how the elbows have to be whipped around to rack the bar to get it secured on your shoulders.
Takes her into 4th place with 222. Still to start, of course, Liu of China, but now Yo Pok Yang trying to stay with her teammate here. Of the 2 Koreans, she's the lighter, so success will see her into 4th place. And now the fearful moment now, maybe the possibility of a total evaporating now.
Yeah, this is this problem, you know, you don't want to miss an opening clean and jerk because the weight is just going to feel worse when you go back out. 1, 2, 3, and then she goes for it, and it's tough. I think she's running out of gas, David. I think she's just getting physically tired. You know, maybe Melanie too, but I think she's getting tired.
Well, Jacqueline Heredia has actually been going about her work very, very quietly, almost a little unnoticed here. Now, she's just put the bar up a couple of kilos. This will take her to 222, but 57.52, so she's 5th at the moment, so she'd certainly go up to 4th, and she'd actually go up to 3rd overall because she'd overtake the tie lifter. But the tie lifter still has got 2 attempts to come. Going for 5 out of 6, but not to be.
We might get a really good shot of this in slow motion. You'll see the bar in the jerk goes to fully extended arms, but then they unlock after she has the bar overhead, causing her to miss the lift. Watch what happens when she drives the bar up to arm's length, and then they just unlock and the walls come tumbling down. Got to make this back against the wall.
Indeed, make or break time, and 127 it is.
was closer, and I know that's really not much consolation. She stood up, and I was hoping she'd have a ferociously strong jerk. She did not.
But I think you were right before, Randy, that, you know, she's been really using up her petrol tank of energy. Yeah. And when it came to that final jerk, a great effort to get it on her shoulders, but just too big a question. So the bar at 128, and the Chinese have brought the opening attempt weight down by a couple of kilos here. So Liu Shuiying, who reportedly has done 140. She doesn't need to do 140. Well, that establishes her at the top of the table.
Taking care of business. You know, she's not superstitious, noticing numbers on upside down. That would really bother me. Watch the split on the jerk. Very solid, quite deep. Watch her feet. One foot's going to go forward, one's going to go back. That's to lower the body under the bar. There you go. We'll get a shot of the feet. Nope. Good lift, though.
231 the total, so she's well clear at the moment. Most importantly, she's clear of Novikova by 5 kilos. But as you've reminded us from time to time, body weight is also in her advantage over Novikova. So it's 5 kilos, but call it 6. Now, Kalina, second attempt, and the bar has gone up 3 kilos for her. Sorry, 5 kilos, I should say. And the fight is on here because that would have taken her into overall second place, and she's you know, she's in a duel with Novikova at the moment. Is it Ukraine or Belarus who will deliver the top European effort, assuming that Li of China can stay ahead of them?
Yeah, you know, I was getting ahead of myself because she came out looking very strong. I was trying to say, look, at this young age, you know, in her development as a lifter, she's hanging with the big girls.
But, yeah, but 128 is where on a competition stage she hasn't been. Yeah. 126, yes, not 128.
On that jerk, I don't think she pushed through at the end, and I think now maybe this is starting to weigh on her a little bit. I think she's realizing where she is, what she's doing, and she's going to have to cope with this now. That the big weight is, you said PR?
It is a personal best that she's going for. I mean, there is a whole lot of difference. When you go for a personal best, you know, first time around, you know, on that second attempt, in a funny sort of way, you're not fearful because, you know, you've done it in the training hall, that's for sure, but, you know, you haven't had a failure. The difference now is that she's had a go at it, it hasn't come off, and now, as you say, those doubts start to creep into her head.
She missed her second attempt in snatch and came back. Let's see if she can do it again.
Well, it would be good.
Pattern.
It would be good. This for the lead in the clean and jerk. And up to second place, just to nip ahead of Novikova, but Novikova still with 2 attempts to come. And also Yong Chung-mi with a couple of attempts to come. Pity.
Strong, clean. You know, this is a big psychological factor, in my opinion, on that miss. This is not physical. She talked herself out of this. Confidence was starting to break when she missed on the second attempt, but she's standing here now, and she's standing and standing. You don't see it there. She did not even try to get under the bar.
Okay, now, this is where I'm really fascinated, because this is Pimsiri Sirakai from Thailand, this terrific nation in this sport, in the women's division. They've got such a fantastic and consistent record of achievement. And this woman posted 230 as a total. Now she's coming here for a 6-kilo increase. This would take her to 228. And again, to put this in perspective, the best total she's achieved was last year in the Junior Worlds when she did 210. So this is the big improvement that they were looking for. So far, so good. 2 out of 3 in the first half. She's got 123. She's going for 129. This is to put herself in the overall medals and the lead in the clean and jerk. Strong overhead, brings the left foot forward. For me, that was good. 3 white lights. And that's 6 kilos, 228, massive personal best.
And that lift was never in doubt.
And she's only 3 kilos behind the Chinese lifter at this moment.
She's looking good for more.
And she's 2 ahead of Novikova at the moment. Novikova going for the same weight. Now, this is 4 kilos. This would take Novikova on to 230, which would be a kilo behind the Chinese. She's dropped to 3rd. She's trying to go back 2nd place. And does so.
You're not allowed to intentionally oscillate the bar, but watch if it'll show up in slow motion. She does not pause as she finishes recovering from the clean, going into the jerk, and you'll see the ends of the bar are still bouncing up and down. That's mechanical energy that you can direct toward getting the bar overhead if you're skilled. Let's see if it shows up in the slow motion. Watch now, she's going to stand. She's not going to stop. What the bar? Well, she stopped a little bit there, but bar is still moving, and she just punches that thing overhead.
So Novikova goes back into 2nd place, and the front 3 at this particular moment are covered by 3 kilos. So Lee of China's got 2 attempts left. Thailand's Sirikai has got 1 left. Novikova has got 1 left, but the joker in the pack actually could be the Korean in picture now. This is Yong Chun Mi, who is going to come out, and 131. So this is a 4-kilo increase to take it to 226. But she does have 2 attempts to work with here. Big effort. Oh! Absolutely, really gave everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if she looks like she's injured. She's not. Okay, I wasn't sure. She was really slow in getting up.
Now,
really gets driven into the hole on the clean. Now watch the jerk. Watch the right, or, I'm sorry, left foot, I think. Okay, it's because of the arm. Okay, and maybe that's why she was so slow going up. I don't know what they're spraying on the North Koreans' elbows, you know. I don't even want to dare to think about it.
Bar at 131, 3-kilo increase here for Lee of China. Now that is what I've been looking for all evening, and it's only just arrived.
She's looking pretty strong, isn't she?
Yeah, suddenly, different lifter. And by the way, if you hear some funny noises over our heads here, we're not being bombed. Actually, there's a big firework display outside which has just kicked off. So well, the bar's gone up to 131 kilos now for Sirakai. And the Thai lifter, 57.61. She's lighter than the Chinese lifter, so this is her final card to play. This is a 2-kilo increase to take her up to 230, which would be absolutely on her posted total. And this would also give her 5 out of 6, makes her one of the most successful lifters, if not the most successful lifter at the moment of the whole competition evening. Needs the clean, and that was not bad. She's looked strong overhead through the series, and she's strong again. Is that 3 white lights? Is that 230? It is. And that is a terrific way to finish, and she's up there on 230.
That's a lifter to watch for next year. She's on the right path. She's lifting well within herself tonight. Other lifters have fallen apart tonight. She's looking better and better in each attempt. Watch her next year. Remember this name, and watch her in London. Great lockout. Look at these arms.
Well, that is a 13-kilo increase on Antalya, where she finished in 8th place. It's a 20-kilo increase on what she did in the Junior Worlds. She's in the overall silver medal position. Now, Yong coming out for what's going to be a really gutsy effort. I've no doubt about that. She will give everything. Can she stand? No. It's taken its toll, sadly. And that chance of a clean and jerk medal has just disappeared. And she's left in 4th place in the clean and jerk and 5th overall.
I think she's concerned about the arm. I think she was favoring it. I think it got to her out there. I think she came off almost holding a little bit as if it were an injured wing.
So Lee is going to 133. Novikava's put the bar on 135. The gap between Novikava and Lee at the moment is 4 kilos. Novikava's the heavier, so call that 5. Now, this would take her to 236, which means that technically Novikava would have to put 8 kilos on and match what she did when she won the European title. No, I'm getting mixed up here.
But that's the strategy that they're going for, David. You're absolutely right. They're saving this attempt, and they're going to see what they need, and they're going to put it on the bar, and they're going to have to. This was a nice lift. So you were right to say she was the one, to really watch tonight. She got better and better. It was a little rocky in between, but looked good. Showed the wisdom of your initial choice.
234. It's 3 kilos less than Deng, who won the title last year. And actually, just looking at that, it's 5 kilos less than when she herself won it in Goyang. So it's not been a stellar evening. But now we have the 1 lift left here. The bar is going to 136 kilos. And just trying to work this out here.
First in the clean and jerk, first in the total.
36, that's 7 kilos up. That would take it to 237, and that's exactly it. This is the glory lift.
Yep, that was their strategy. They held the 1 lift. They said, okay, we're going to have the final card to play. Here it is.
So, Europe versus Asia. Novikava representing Europe. In the clubhouse, in the lead, Li Zhuiying. Will she regain the title, or will Novikava, after being runner-up on 2 occasions, finally get the world gold? It's all down to this jerk.
Look at that. Look at that. Who would have bet on that?
And Novikava has taken the championship away from that. Well, 2-1.
I didn't see what she did wrong, but I'll tell you, she did a lot of stuff right. I wonder, was she faking it earlier? That looked to me like the lightest of her 3 attempts. She had really a lot of horsepower in that thing, I thought. Great effort. What a way to end this.
Well, it takes her to 237 kilos, and she takes the title by 1 kilo. And The runner-up is Li Shuiying, and that is a big surprise because Li Shuiying, that defeat runs, or I should say ends a gold run of victories that stretches back to 2007, and Novikava has broken that gold run.
Yeah, at the top of the show we said, okay, on paper it should be a runaway victory, but if there was any slip in the Chinese camp and if Novikava came in on top of her game, she could win. That's what happened. One attempt before this, it looked like the Chinese plan was working, but you know what? She was ready for this lift. I think they might have tried to fake them out. We're ready to do this all night.
Well, it's a personal best as well.
Yeah.
133 is the best we've seen from her, but so second in Goyang, second in Antalya, finally first in the world.
Got to taste good. What a place to have it happen.
Yeah, but great to get the victory, but she's played her cards and everybody knows what she's up to now. And the Chinese will take note, and whether it's Li Shuiying who comes in or another Chinese athlete, because they've got plenty of talent, that may determine it. We're looking at the clean and jerk results here. You can see Novikava, who's taken the gold there, 3 good clean and jerk attempts. And you can see actually 9 good attempts there at the top of the table. And Yong of the People's Republic of Korea, well, had she got the 131, then she would be up there, or would have been up there perhaps firing for a clean and jerk medal. As it is, what do we take out of this? Well, we take out of it that Novikava is certainly right there as a contender for honours in the Olympic Games, but perhaps the biggest signpost is Pimsiri Sidakai of Thailand, who went 95, 99, 123, 129, 131. Every one of those lifts was a new mark for her. And perhaps she, out of all the lifters at the age of 21, is perhaps the most exciting lifter of the evening. So, just time for us to take our leave. We have 2 championships for you tomorrow. Women's 63 and men's 69. Well, Randy, tomorrow 2 competitions, I said, and this place will be absolutely full. The men's 69.